There we go. Get that chat up. Ooh, there we go. Very nice. Alright, I gotta send my wife a message. Yep. Alright. So Puggy is all yours to take care of. Period. He had dinner already. Period. I have Zoe. Period. She had dinner. Period. Puggy just went pee outside around 5:45. Period. There we go. Gotta give my wife dog instructions. Alright. That's done. Drink some tea. Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Wilford Tarako, what up, dude? How you doing? Andrea, yes, the cats are doing well. What's my dog doing? Zoe, relax. She's just wandering around. Check this out. I have a diaper on her. Where is it? There it is. She has a diaper. You guys remember, like, what was it, 2 or 3 streams ago, she pooped on my floor on the live stream? Well, now she's a diaper doggy. Diaper doggy. All right, there we go. What was I saying? The dog incident. Yes, the dog incident. Oh my gosh. The cats are doing well. Mommy cat, like mommy 1 is, because we have 2 mommies, but mommy 1 and mommy 2. Mommy 1 is, she has high blood pressure, so we have to give her a medicine now for high blood pressure and stuff. But other than that, it's fine. Cats are just being cats. Twitch is a dirty old man. He won't groom himself. He wants to follow me everywhere and like sleep in my bed and stuff. And it's like, no, dude, you don't groom yourself. You have like cat litter that gets stuck to your toes and you won't clean yourself. It's like, no, you're not coming in my bed. And he's adorable, but he won't clean himself. So not happening. Your kittens had 2 mommies? How cute. No, they're two different moms with their own litters. Yeah. So we had mommy 1 who had 4 cats and lost one of them. So mommy 1 has 3 cats or kids. And then mommy 2 has her own 2 kids. She actually had 4, but we gave 2 away to one of my friends, Bethany, who now takes care of them. And we kept 2 of them. So mommy 2 has 2 cats. So that gave us 7, but then we got Twitch, who's unrelated to any of them, which puts us at 8. The jackal, can't wait to have my own house so I can have a pet cat. Yeah, pet, dude, I'll tell you what though, 2 is better than 1 because they keep themselves company, especially if you get kittens. 2 is better than 1. Cat needs to entertain itself, and if it has a buddy, another cat buddy, it works a lot better than just having 1 all by itself bothering the crap out of you. Not that cats typically bother you, but if they're kittens and they're young and they got energy, they need entertainment, and so 2 is better than 1. Chris Shaver has 9. Oh, you got me beat, dude. You have me beat for like title of crazy cat lady. Not that I'm a lady, but it just sounds funny. All 9 are rescues. Awesome. All of ours are rescues as well. Mommy 1 we took in from outdoors and she had a litter. And then mommy 2 we took in from outdoors and she had a litter. We have this habit of like cats come to us when they're already pregnant. It's like, okay, you know. All right. I think we should probably start. get rocking and rolling here. Oh. For more, and you have the cat lady starter pack. How many cats do you need for the cat lady starter pack? That's the question, man. MB, welcome to the channel, dude. Yeah, man, you're gonna see one of our live streams. I'm sure it'll be entertaining or something. Oh, baby. All right, let's do this. All right, so what buttons do I push here? There's the button. Haha. Hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the live stream. Tonight we're going to be talking about some wonderful, spicy topics. Apparently, Hasbro is selling D&D. We should be terrified. Probably not. More on that later. And what else do we got going on? Oh yeah, the D&D 6th edition. That's not 6th edition. Core rulebooks have been delayed supposedly or something. We'll talk about that. I noticed on D&D's website they released, they're now calling it the 2014. Like they had something that came out recently for a class and they have to call it the 2014 Warlock, an update for the 2014 Warlock, and then we're gonna have the 2024 Warlock. This is how we're gonna have to differentiate the different classes and different features of D&D now by the year that it comes out. Like we can't these are the hoops we have to jump through because they won't just call it 5.5 or 6th edition. They got to do this marketing spin for a couple years before everybody's gonna call it 6th edition. And finally, this is what happened with 5th edition, you guys. It was D&D next, right? D&D next. That's what it was. But everybody called it 5th edition. So finally, they're like, okay, we'll call it 5th edition too. And now it's the same thing. It's like, no, this is just D&D. And now, after a couple years, 2026, they'll call it 6th edition, just like everybody else on the internet will. So that's probably not, this isn't the reason we're here tonight, so I should just shut up about that topic, I suppose. What was the third thing? The third thing that we're going to talk about is Foundry VTT is doing some dealings with Wizards of the Coast, and D&D content will officially be on Foundry VTT. It sounds like they have a video they released. I haven't watched their video, so I'm planning on watching their video on the stream with you guys, and it's from Foundry. It's not from D&D people. It's from Foundry doing their little announcement. So I figure we'll watch that together. That'll be pretty cool. I'm excited because my team and I create Foundry packs for 5th edition D&D and for Pathfinder 2. So we have Foundry packs that we already publish, right, for folks. And so it's kind of cool. I think more than likely you're going to find with Foundry VTT making some official deals with Wizards of the Coast, you might have an expanded 5e player base coming to Foundry VTT, which is super exciting. Obviously for me, because I make Foundry packs, so it's like a larger customer base, right? It's just woo. But anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit more, and it also means some other things that are probably pretty encouraging, I think. So we'll talk about that. So I think those are probably our three main topics we're gonna hit on tonight as we dig into things. So it should be fun. All right, so before we do all that, though, we have the standard rigmarole that we got to go through. First, we have a giveaway going on tonight. You can get a D&D book off from the DM Lair store. We got like a whole bunch of different crap over there that is really cool. 5th edition stuff, Pathfinder 2 stuff, adventures, monsters, puzzles, traps, whole bunches of gobs of stuff over on the DM Lair store. And the giveaway tonight, we will draw the winner at the end of the live stream, and the winner will get store credit on the DM Lair store. Pick crap that you want and get it and stuff. So that is the giveaway we have going on tonight. Also, our next Kickstarter, Layers and Legends 2, is going to be coming out not August. Why am I saying August? April 2nd, Tuesday, April 2nd, Layers and Legends 2 will come out. It's going to be 2 massive, huge books filled with D&D 5th edition. Oh, I can't call it D&D. It will not have D&D content in it. It will have 5th edition content in it for you. It's the rules. You gotta be careful. It'll have 30 adventures spanning levels 1 to 20. It'll have maps and everything else you need to play for those adventures. Let me show you. We have like our landing page up too. You guys can go check this thing out. You can follow it over here. Let me see. There we go. You can go over here. The link's down in the chat and stuff. You can go follow this sucker so you get notified when it launches. But it's gonna have 30 adventures, like I said. It'll have over 100 new monsters, 30 standalone encounters, puzzles, traps, magic items, monster templates that you can apply to any base stat block. And it's going to have 6 custom rule sets for 5th edition, naval combat, rewards and recognition, insanity, illnesses and diseases, and more. It'll have a whole bunch of cool crap in there that you can use in your games. Now, because there's so much content, it's like 2 big, huge books that we publish these things as. It does not fit in one book. We literally have Layers and Legends. Our first Layers and Legends was 2 big books, and I can get them off the shelf and show you. These ones will be 2 big books as well. One will be just filled with adventures, and the other one will have a whole bunch of different DM resources you can drag and drop into your game. So anyway, that's coming up in April, so that'll be really cool. All right, and then what else do we got going on? We have, oh yes, we're raising money for our charity right now. Is All God's Children. So these folks do lots of amazing stuff for children, of course. That's why it has children in the name. They help with adoptions, international adoptions. You can sponsor children. I'm sponsoring 2 children right now through them. They're 2 kids over in Ethiopia. They literally have like a sponsorship button at the top that you can click. And so you don't, like, we're raising money right here. Like, all tips, 100% of all tips will go toward All God's Children if you want to send a tip over. And there's a link in the chat where you can tip. And we have a little meter over here on this side of the screen. And it shows that we're trying to raise $500, and we are at $331, it looks like. So we're almost at our goal. Once we hit $500, we will make a donation to All God's Children. Now, if you want to tip so that you can contribute to our donation goal, that's amazing. But if you want to just contribute to them directly, you can go to their site, and you can sponsor a child. You can just donate to their general fund or whatever. So if you want to give directly to them, perfectly cool to do that. Please feel free to do that. The point is to just help these folks because they're doing amazing stuff. One of the things they do that really draw my attention to this organization is they help with human trafficking, specifically the victims of human trafficking, people who are rescued from that, helping them to get on with things and recover and crap like that. So that is the reason that one of the big reasons that I support this organization. So if you want to donate, please feel free to do so. And then the other thing, okay, so that's what I have that. We did the giveaway. We talked about the charity. I think the only thing we have left to do is thank our amazing patrons, and then we can start talking about our topics of the evening. And I'll get a dramatic drink of my tea. Place your bets on how the Patreon read will go. Yeah, I'll screw a bunch of names up and lose a bunch of patrons. So all the people on screen that you see right now are our amazing patrons who help support the content we create. Obviously, we have tons of free content, such as these live streams and our videos. Over on the dmlayer.com, you can get free content as well. Puzzles, traps, adventures, encounters, monsters. We have tons of free content for both 5th edition and Pathfinder 2. We also have premium content such as Lair Magazine, and that's what our patrons get every month. They get a new issue of Lair Magazine. It usually has about 50 to 60 pages of content, adventures, and lots of other resources you can use in your games. It has professionally made digital maps that are amazingly good quality. Like when I'm running games online, one of the most challenging things for me is getting the maps I need. So I love that everything that we offer to our patrons, comes with the maps, and we have map packs as well that they get. So lots of good stuff to help you reduce your prep time, run your games, be perhaps a little bit less frustrated as you get things ready, because there's a lot of things that a dungeon master has to do, right? And then these folks here, all right, these guys get their name read out loud on stream because, well, they bribe me with more money to read them out loud. It's actually not a bribe, it's just a financial transaction. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it. So anyway, we read their names out loud, and this list gets longer and longer, which is a good thing. It just means that I have more names that I mispronounce every live stream. So here we go. Let me get a drink of coffee. Tea. I have tea tonight. All right. Aaron H, Agile Monk, Alex S, Alexander O, Alan D, Amanda W, Ambers, Angelique K, Anton K, Art Soccer, Ashley, Alucas, Beavis Khan, Beers in Space, Bez Wafu, Black Wolf, Brad M, Bradley H, Brandon A, Brandon P, Brian D, Brian O, Brian the Lion, Brian J, Carl C, Caddick Wolf, Chris C, Christian D, Christine B, Christopher G, Colette H, Colin W, Connor D, Contrary Gravy, Corey A, Courtney H, Dara T, Dazzled Up, DS, David S, Da Wolf, Dalen W, Dean B, Derek E, Derek K, Dice Goblin Wannabe, Dominic S, Don D, Dazem, Draxus, Dungeon of Terra, Dutch, Ed R, Edward B, Edward L, and Frabo, and Dorian 72, Eric B, Erno T, Philippe H. Should that be Felipe or Philip? Maybe it's just Phil. I don't know. Okay, keep moving, Luke. Gabriel T, Gene A, Generic Throwaway, George E, George R, Greg P, Guapo, GVTM, Hard Ungale, Helltong, HLD, Inari, Important, Iron Cascade, Jackie Pizza, Jake L, Jacob K, James F, C, James H, K, James L, Jan F, Jennifer M, Jeremy W, Herring, Jim P, Joanne P, Joel, John A, John J, John the Wicked, John Pinocchis, Jonathan F, Jonathan S, Jonathan V, Jordan H, Jose, Joseph H, Joseph W, Josh M, Josh S, Joshua G, Juan, Kamata, Kinoko, Tasuki, Denori, sorry, Kevin F, oh, we got two of those, man, two Kevin F's floating around, imagine that. Killsaber K, Kirby, Curryclaw, Laura L, Laser Via, Scion, Letter Mage, Leonhardt, Linda, Loki, Lord H, Lieberclaw, bear claws. Bear claws are so good, you guys. Don't eat bear claws two at a time, man. They get lodged right about here. All right, Luke E, Matlock, Macy S, Magna, Marcel V, Martin C, Matt S, Matthew C, Meepy, Michael G, Michael S, Michelangelo, Mirostal, Mitchell, Mo20s, Mordakin, Mr. All, Nerd with Glasses, Nerd Over 900, Nicholas S, Nick H, Neareth, Old Man Mage, Oleg, Paul B, Paul S, Pethnick, Pillow, Porkchop, Bacon, Puppet Master, Quith Memo, Randall C, Randy B, Rebar, Renner C, Richard M, Rob B, Robert C, Robin B, Ryan, Saul R, Sakura, Samuel M, Sarah P, Scott R, Scott S, Sabaran, Shadow, Shane L, Simfan, Soul Bora Gaming, Son of a Sofa Man, Soul Naya, Stan the Man, Stephen G, maybe it's Stephen G, I don't know. It's got an F in there. What do you want me to do here? Stephen T, Steve S, Sturm, Tabletop Nerd, Tactical P, Terry V, the Three Quarters Hospital, the Jackal, the Old DM, the Wookiee, the Fuzzle, the New Bad Ombre, Thomas F, Thomas J, TK, Tom B, Travels the Lost, Trinity Series, Warner, Tyler D, Tyler R, Unalloyed, Undying Warlock, Valagor, Vent Songe, Victoria Q, Vinny, Vladimir S, Walt O, Wesley K, William C, XX Red Drum, Yuli Y, Zachary J, Zombie Trami. All right, baby. Woo! All right, let's get back over here. All right, I did a good job, right? Nobody canceled their patronage, right? Please, I hope. Noob D&D Dad, what up, dude? Welcome, man. New Dungeon Master. Cool. That's awesome. I love new DMs. This better be clickbait title, cause F China and Hasbro if it's true. The Jackal says not bad. I give it 7 out of 10. Should we tell him he was muted? What? No, I have to do it again. You guys are mean. All right, let's talk about this stuff. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is Hasbro selling D&D to Chinese company Tencent. Tencent. It's interesting because like they have a lot more than 10 cents. Because like this Chinese company is like, I forget where they're ranked globally, but like they're like kicking cash. Like I think I read they were the top 26. They're the 26th biggest like money making or something corporation in the world or something. I could be off with that. I read a bunch of junk and that's something that stuck in my head. I know they're huge. They got tons and tons of money kicking around. They're basically an investment company is what they do. I don't think they actually do anything. They just buy other companies and invest in them and stuff. Like for instance, they own, and my percentage could be off, but Tencent owns a percentage of Larian Studios. Something tells me they own, it's between 10 and 30%. It might be 20, but it's a not small part of Larian Studios. So they're an investment firm. And so this article came out yesterday, basically, and it talks about how, I mean, you can see here, it says Hasbro seeks to sell IP D&D, because even the Chinese spell D&D with an N there, not an ampersand, and has preliminary contact with Tencent. Okay, so if you read through this and stuff, I'm gonna give you the summary of it. They're basically just, it's what this says here, right? And their source is Speed Daily, which is a Chinese news source. And Speed Daily, there's another article I had over here from Dicebreaker. They were saying that Speed Daily gets their source from some other place. Who was it? There we go. Speed Daily's source is economic consultant Snow Leopard Financial Group. Okay, so essentially though, over the course of the last day and today, the collective consensus, to cut right to the chase, is that this is bullcrap. That's basically what it seems like this is. Hasbro doesn't appear to actually be looking to sell D&D, but over on Dicebreaker, they have an article where they talk about, they literally have a statement from Wizards of the Coast, and this is what Wizards of the Coast told Dicebreaker, and I save all of these things as PDFs. It makes my life easier, but there are links down in the description to the actual articles. So this is what Wizards of the Coast said to Dicebreaker. We regularly talk to Tencent and enjoy multiple partnerships with them across a number of our IPs. We don't make a habit of commenting on internet rumors, but to be clear, we are not looking to sell our D&D IP. We will keep talking to partners about how we bring the best digital experiences to our fans. We won't comment any further on speculation or rumors about potential M&A or licensing deals. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's pretend that that Hasbro is actually talking to Tencent about selling D&D. Let's pretend that's actually happening. If they were actually doing that, we would still get this statement. Like, this is literally still what they would say. They would still say this. Because if you're thinking about selling D&D to somebody else, and there's a leak and a rumor comes out or something, you're probably not going to acknowledge it. You're probably going to say that it's a rumor, and we talk to them all the time about other stuff, which makes sense because Tencent, is a financer and owner of a good part of Larian Studios, who makes Baldur's Gate 3. And almost assuredly, Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast is looking to sell licensing rights to their IP to do video games and other things so that they can get royalties and have money come in for like almost no effort whatsoever. Because other companies do the work of making a video game and then they get a cut of it, just like with Baldur's Gate 3, and it's easy money for all intents and purposes, right? So of course they're going to be doing this. They probably are talking, I'm sure they're talking to Tencent, Larian Studios, and others about doing stuff with their different IPs. Of course they are. So this is true, right? But if they were, what I'm trying to say is, if they were also talking about potentially selling the D&D brand off to Tencent or somebody else, they wouldn't be telling us about it. They wouldn't. I work at a corporation, and these sorts of deals are behind closed doors. A lot of times, in my experience, and my experience is limited in the world, I understand that, so this is just what I've experienced. These things happen behind closed doors. People on the floor that work at the companies many times don't even know about it, right? There's suddenly a public announcement that, oh, hey, by the way, we are being spun off. What? Or we're being bought by this company. Those announcements happen, and then I work at the place and I'm like, whoa, really? Nobody knew anything about this, because it all happens behind closed doors and stuff like that, especially when you have publicly traded companies. Because, right, if for instance, it affects stocks and stuff, like, not a super expert on this, so grain of salt, please. But once you're talking about like, D&D being bought by somebody else, and Hasbro's a publicly traded company, that affects stocks and stuff, right? And if it's something that's in the works, let's just pretend that like, you're talking about selling this IP or doing this something or other, and in the discussions, and it's publicly known, and it's affecting stock prices, well, that kind of affects the cost of what the people are trying to buy and stuff. So you don't want people to know you're trying to buy or trying to sell something because it affects certain things and stuff. So a lot of times that stuff is behind closed doors. So my point is that even if Hasbro were talking about with Tencent or another company about selling D&D, they would still tell you that they're not talking about it. They would still lie to you, you know? So grain of salt with what they say there, you know? Now, why might they sell D&D? Now, the interesting thing is that Hasbro, all of their IPs are like losing money, except for Magic the Gathering. I drew a blank there for a second. Except for Magic the Gathering and D&D. Magic the Gathering is making an absolute killing, slaughtering of money. And of course, that's because they're pumping out luxury cardboard collectibles at an unprecedented rate. Just like print as much of this as you can and get people to buy it. So they're making lots of money, right? D&D made like 250 million or something last year or something. I don't know what it was exactly. So they're making some money. But all of their other IPs, My Little Pony, Power Rangers, Transformers, Nerf, all the other crap is like tanking it big time. They're just like, pfft. So Wizards of the Coast is propping up all of the other failing divisions right now. So you might say, well, why would they sell Wizards of the Coast? They wouldn't. I don't think they would. I don't think there's any way that Wizards of the Coast, that Hasbro would sell Wizards of the Coast. However, because Magic the Gathering is a money printing machine. However, D&D is kind of small potatoes compared to Magic the Gathering and other companies that are out there too. So D&D is kind of small potatoes. So imagine this. Now, some people are like, well, they're apparently Hasbro is claiming they're working on licensing things, right? So they can make like Baldur's Gate 4 or something else with D&D. And while that could very well be true, the thing with those licensing things is it takes time to actually see money come in from that. So for instance, let's take Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 went into development how many years ago? Does anybody in chat know roughly how many years ago Baldur's Gate 3 went into development? It was at least 5 years ago, if not up to 10 years ago. I don't know the exact number, but it was a while, because a video game like that takes some time. Somebody in chat can Google it for me and tell me exactly what it was. 6 years ago? 4-ish years? 6? 2016? Okay, cool. So we have people saying 6, it sounds like. So Baldur's Gate 3 took 6 years to develop. So let's imagine this. Let's imagine that Hasbro is in big trouble. And they're like, well, let's license D&D out for Baldur's Gate 4. That's going to take another 6 to 8 years, right? For that to come out. Before, I mean, Larian Studios or somebody else is making Baldur's Gate. They're making cash, buku cash on Baldur's Gate 3. They're going to ride that wave for a while before they start making Baldur's Gate 4. But eventually, more than likely, Baldur's Gate 4 will come out. But that's like a decade in the future. My point is that these licensing deals that they might be talking about, there might be some they've already kind of have in the works that will come to fruition soonish and make them some money. But things they're doing right now are going to be years in the oven before they actually start making money off of them. So licensing can make you money maybe shortish term, but for sure it's a long-term thing. It seems like to me. And I'm not an expert on this, so please grain of salt. So, but the thing is back to what I was trying to say, if Hasbro is like tanking, right? Licensing is more of a long-term venture. And so if you need cash now, that might be an incentive to sell D&D to somebody else, maybe, right? Like you keep Magic the Gathering, they're printing money, you're not getting rid of them. That would be fool. You would be an idiot to get rid of Magic the Gathering. But D&D, 250 million a year, you could make a pretty penny selling that to somebody else. And you make a big old boatload of money selling. I don't know what the valuation of it would be, right? It's more than what they make in 1 year. I don't know how you evaluate companies and stuff like that, but the valuation of D&D is probably a lot, right? And so if your business Hasbro is tanking and you can sell off D&D, right, and make like, let's just call it $1 billion. Let's just make a big round number. If you can make a big old fat stack of cash selling off D&D, that can help prop things up for you for a few years so that you can get things back in order, hopefully. I'm assuming they're trying to get their house in order, right? So that might be a reason to sell D&D. That might be a possible reason for it. But back to like what I was saying at the very beginning, all of these articles that are coming out, and there have been like some videos on it and stuff too in various places, but the ones that seem to give credence to this article here, I think we have a pretty much, I don't think this is true. This to me seems like this is something that you have a not credible source, let us say, reporting on this stuff. And I don't know that this is necessarily true. My gut tells me that it's probably not true. Until we see credible sources actually reporting it, I don't think this is true. Now, might Hasbro sell D&D in the future to somebody? That's a potential, but I don't know that this is necessarily true. There's also the theory out there. That this article right here is a result of artificial intelligence bots scraping the internet for news stories and then just churning them out over on like Chinese websites and stuff. And so it's possible that this information was scraped from other news sources that reported similar information, not reported, but they speculated on it, right, and gave their opinions. It's possible this got scraped and then put out, you know, as like an official story, just for like clicks and attention, driving traffic to your site. Like, look at how many of us are like going to this stupid article site and like looking at the article and reading it and stuff, and then being exposed to like all of our ads along the side and stuff and getting traffic and stuff. So it's possible that that is what is happening, but it doesn't seem credible. It doesn't seem credible to me, at least. So I'm inclined to think that this is not true. But let's pretend. What if it were true? What if it were true? What if Hasbro does sell D&D to Tencent? Now, Tencent's an investment company, so they're not going to actually run the brand. Almost assuredly, they would have Larian Studios run D&D, because Tencent owns between 10 and 30% of Larian Studios. I can't remember the exact number. So if Tencent were to actually buy it, you'd probably have Larian Studios running D&D. And from what I have heard about Larian Studios, these guys love D&D. They're massive D&D fans. They're not just cold, heartless executives from Microsoft. They're looking to make money off the brand. It seems like if the folks from Larian Studios were running D&D, they would probably like do their ultimate best to do what's right for the brand and to make an amazing game, not just try to monetize it, not just think about how all your money can belong to us, but they'll try to do a good job at it. So that is an interesting thought. If Larian Studios were running it, they'd probably do a much better job at managing the IP than Hasbro has been doing. How many crappy, sleazy things in the last year or so has Hasbro done? We had the OGL debacle, we had the Pinkerton crap, even though that was Magic related, but still, you know, and then the layoffs, crazy amounts of layoffs and stuff, you know. And the interesting thing with the layoffs, it's like they're laying off people from Magic the Gathering and D&D. It's like it those are your two companies that are making you money, especially Magic the Gathering, loads of cash, and you're laying off people from those companies. And then of course there's sleazy bastards, and they did it in December right before Christmas. Good job. Make sure you report those losses and your severance pays on the books in the fourth quarter of 2023 so that 2024 books can be as clean as possible. You know, just 100% corporate move right there. So I don't know. I have this part of me is like, maybe it would be better if somebody else were running D&D and not Hasbro, right? So that's like hopeful thinking. Larian Studios could probably do a good job of it. But then you have the question of like, now you have, but if Tencent owns the D&D brand, now you have a Chinese company that's like this massive investment firm and stuff. And oh, I don't know how I feel about that. So, but anyway, it's all speculation because it doesn't seem like this is true. This article is just kind of like garbaging to get clicks and stuff. So that's what it seems like. All right, so folks, we do have a giveaway going on. If you would like to get DM Lair store credit, you can get a whole bunch of 5th edition and Pathfinder 2 resources for your games. We have a giveaway. You can join it. It is 100% free, and we will be giving away, we'll draw the winner of the giveaway at the end of the live stream. So jump on that train. And we are also raising money for our current charity, All God's Children. So if you'd like to support All God's Children, what we're doing, well, this charity, first of all, these guys help children. That's why they're called All God's Children. And they help children who are in institutions. They help families stay together. They help with international adoptions. They help with feeding and clothing children. You can support children through them. I'm supporting 2 children currently through them. So if you would like to donate to All God's Children, you could do it directly through their site. Please feel free to do that. But we are also we're working on raising $500 currently here on the dmlair.com or the DM Lair, whatever. And if you want to donate to our goal of $500, you can do that through tipping. There's a link down in the chat where you can tip. My cat is rubbing my monitor. Don't complain. You are rubbing my monitor and it makes it move. If you want to donate to our $500 goal, you can do it through the link in the chat. 100% of all tips will go toward All God's Children. When we get to $500, we give them a big donation. So thank you. All right, let's go back to here. Woo! All right, cool. Mike Barsky, thank you, dude. Mike Barsky just donated $25 to All God's Children. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat, Sasquatch. Just cat. This cat's crazy. All right. Let's see. Let's talk about our next news item. Did we kind of talk that one out? Do you guys got any questions about that? Are there any other rumors about Hasbro selling D&D that we need to address? I think we've kind of talked that one out. Luke Gygax should start a Kickstarter to raise the funds to buy back his dad's game. That would be interesting. That would be, you'd have to raise like, I don't know, $1 billion to buy back D&D. I don't think it would be cheap to do that. Is there a date for the Layers and Legends 2 Kickstarter? Yes, April 2nd. Layers and Legends 2 will launch April 2nd. We have a page. You can go over here and follow it. There's a link in the chat. You can follow this, and it doesn't say on here when it launches, but these are the covers, by the way. These are the regular covers. Oh, do you guys want to see the covers we have for Layers and Legends 2? Oh, they look so amazing. All right, I'm gonna pull up some artwork for you guys. We're gonna show you the covers for Layers and Legends 2. All right, I gotta find these things. It's right here. Layers and Legends 2 artwork. The alt covers are amazing, you guys. Oh my word. Holy crap. We're gonna get this up here for you. Oh, it's gonna open it in Photoshop? Oh my gosh, why is it opening it in Photoshop? All right, let's go over here. It's gotta open it in Photoshop. Of course it does. I apparently don't have image files for these covers. Oh, my wife is home. My dog is barking. So, whoops. Get rid of those lines. So this is the alt cover for Layers and Legends 2. This is the front of it. The right hand side is the front, and the left hand side is the back. So that's the alt cover for Layers and Legends 2. And then let's open this guy up. This is probably the actual image file. There we go. I found the image file of it. My dog upstairs is barking because my wife is home. Okay, so this is Loot and Lore. This is, I can't zoom out on it, but this is the alt cover for Loot and Lore. Right hand side is the front, left hand side is the back. And then we have, let me see. I will find the regular covers for you. Oh my gosh, this dog's got to stop barking. I'm gonna go up there. Put that dog somewhere where I can't hear him bark. Let me see. Promotional. Where is the marketing access, Kickstarter page graphics. Oh my gosh, I can't find the marketing mock-up. Promotional artwork. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Oh, it's not with a regular name. Marketing assets. Is this where it is? Banner images. Oh my word. Okay, here we go. I think I found it. There we go. Okay, so this right here, you can see these are the regular covers. Lairs and Legends 2, and then Loot and Lore 2 as well. So we got some really cool covers. And we have interior artwork we've already begun doing. And the interior artwork, that we have so far is so stinking cool. Let me see. Where's the promotional artwork? Right there. I'll show you one of these things, I guess. Which one do I want to show you? This one was cool. This one was cool. I'll just show you like one of the interiors so you can see this. So this is one of them. I'm going to get rid of that. Well, I guess you can see the background. Doesn't matter. But this is just an example of this is one of the monsters for Lairs and Legends 2. So, and we're getting artwork together already for it and stuff. So anyway, that's coming up April 2nd. If you guys, there's a link. There should be a link in the chat where you can follow that and get notified when it launches and all that kind of good stuff. My dog is upstairs barking her face off. The dog is trying to warn you that the Pinkertons are approaching the front door. I don't really care. Okay. Let's go on to our oh, Twitch is here. Twitch! What's up, buddy? What's up, big boy? Twitch is our black cat. Our next news item. What was the next thing we were going to talk about? Oh yeah, the delaying the core books. Let's talk about the delaying of the core books. Oh my goodness, this dog. I was considering locking her upstairs somewhere so that I couldn't hear her when she starts barking. Because my wife is home working on coming into the house, and so the dog is going nuts up there. Yeah, everybody wishes they could draw like that. That artist is Brandon Lancaster. He's amazing. So the next piece of news that we're going to talk about is apparently there's a rumor that the core books for 6th edition D&D are going to be delayed. What's up, buddy? You want to come up here? Come on, buddy. Come on, big boy. Big boy. Oh my goodness. Come here, big boy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, here he is. What's up, buddy? He's a big boy. He's a big boy. Oh yeah. Look at that guy. This is Twitch. He's the dirty old man. He's the one who doesn't groom himself. But he's just dirty. I don't know how else to describe it. He's old and doesn't groom himself anymore. So the rumor was that the next edition of D&D that's going to be coming out this year, apparently there was a slideshow that went up somewhere that said that the books were going to come out in April of this year, April of 2024. But apparently this slideshow was a mistake, that they were never intended to come out in 2024. I mean in April. I'm sorry, this dog is distracting the crap out of me. The books were never intended to come out in April of this year, is what we're being told. Apparently the slideshow that came up was just a mistake, and the core books are actually going to come out. Hey! Fighting. These two are fighting right here. The core books are supposed to come out later this year. More than I don't think that they've actually given a timeline for the core books coming out, the 6th edition D&D core books, but it seems like you're gonna probably see them around the holidays. I have a feeling that they're gonna release the core books around the Thanksgiving, Christmas-ish time, because that's when people are kind of spending money, right? And probably most likely to buy them. And you're gonna get all the people looking for gifts for their kids and their teenagers and like their kids at college and whatever. And like, the mom and dad who like are like, well, my kid likes D&D. What am I gonna get for my kid? and they do a Google search and they're like, oh, look at these new D&D books, I'll get these. And so they're gonna get people that are not just play the game themselves who are gonna buy the books, but they're gonna get the gifting, right? Moms and dads and uncles and stuff who are like buying the books to give to other people. And so it seems to me like targeting the holidays seems much more logical. And it seems like that's probably what they would have always planned to do. Because there's the conspiracy theory of, or I don't know how conspiracy theory-ish it is, but there's the idea that perhaps they were going to release the books in April of this year, but the OGL and other things and firing over 1,000 people from your company delayed things, right? So you could say that maybe they're lying to you and that they were going to release them in April, but everything that happened got them delayed and stuff, and therefore they're going to push it out and blah 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 blah. So you could say that, and I don't know. It seems like the slideshow was probably a mistake, and they always had planned to have it. That's my opinion. They'd always planned to have it probably in the holidays. Now, the thing is, of course, they have been delayed. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Like, they were delayed. Like the OGL scandal in early last year definitely delayed everything. Firing a whole bunch of people from the company and from Wizards of the Coast probably delayed things, and other things that they've been dealing with have probably delayed things. So almost assuredly things are delayed. Like right now, what I read was that they're supposed to have 10 playtests for playtests. It's like more like marketing feedback surveys or something, but they're supposed to have 10 of these playtests, and I think I read that they're only on number 7. Is that correct? Does anybody know exactly? Which means they still have like 3 to go, and it's already February of this year. So it seems like they still have to do 3 more playtests and get those things crammed in, which even then, like, dude, I publish books. There's a massive lead time for getting books, like the copy, the content, and then you got to lay out and you got to send it to your printer and you got to have shipping and stuff. It's like, I don't even know how they're going to make that timeline. Like, but they have to get those books out in 2024 because it's the 50th anniversary of D&D. Like, you have to get those books out. They have a hard deadline. They've got to go out. And so you guys are probably familiar with anybody who's in like software development or probably almost any type of process or company that produces a product. There's the idea of having a triangle, right? When you're producing your product, and the triangle, the legs of the triangle are comprised of, you have the content, then the amount of content, right? You have the time that you have to create that content, and then you have quality, right? And if anybody who knows a little bit about geometry knows that if you increase the length of one leg of a triangle, at least one of the other legs has to decrease. All right, and so the concept here is that for these 3 factors, quantity, the time you have to create it, and the quality, if you increase one of them or decrease another of them, it impacts the other things. So if the quantity is fixed, what you have to put in the books is fixed, and the timeline is fixed, you must get it out this year, that if those 2 things are fixed, that means that you must therefore sacrifice quality. And a lot of times quality is the thing that gets sacrificed in these situations. If you got a hard deadline and you have to get out a book and you have to have a certain amount of content in that book, then the thing that's going to get sacrificed is quality. It's almost always what gets sacrificed. So my concern is, the books coming out might suffer from quality, right? Which would be unfortunate. So, all right. But anyway, the rumors of it being delayed are probably just rumors. It was probably the core rulebooks for 6th edition D&D were probably always intended to come out around the holidays of this year. That's my personal opinion. That's why the 5th edition Dungeon Master Guide is so poorly laid out. Oh, because but that talking about the poor layout of books, that's not just the Dungeon Master Guide. Like there's probably a lot of books that are produced not just by Wizards of the Coast, but by lots of companies that just have poor internal organization. What was it? There was the book on dragons. What was it called? What's the dragon book? Find the dragon book. Where's the dragon book? Okay, you guys, let me tell you. The internal layout, the organization of Fizban's Treasury of Dragons is atrocious. You may never in your life buy a book that has worse organization. If you let's just say that you have a dragon that you want to run in your game. Let's say it's a red dragon. You would think that if you want to run an ancient red dragon, you could go to one area of this book and find everything you need. Information about its lair, its hoard, the treasure it's going to have, information about like, you know, its personality and other background stuff to help you like flesh out this dragon. You would think you're going to find all the information to do your red dragon in one part of this book, or whether it's a gem dragon or something else. You'd think you'd find it in one section. No. You have to go to not just 2 different sections, but usually you have to go to 3 different parts of this book to find the information you need to run one dragon. So you're like, I swear every time, and the problem, the unfortunate thing too, is that I think the content of this book is pretty good. Like it's got some really cool stuff in here. I like this book and I want to use it. And I do use stuff from this book from time to time. But the problem is that when I do open this thing up to use crap from it, it's like I gotta flip all over the place and I can't find anything. It is the worst user experience in the world. So amazing content, horribly organized. It's unfortunate, and I think that there are probably lots of books like that. Not just Wizards of the Coast, but in general, I think that that's probably a problem that exists out there, right? Dragons are just complicated that way. They don't have you don't because no, it doesn't got to be that way. It doesn't got to be that way. Rule books for board games are often horrible. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Chris Perkins spoke about it last year or so. Oh, the delay of the 6th edition. Yeah, I saw a video with Jeremy Crawford in it where he and that other guy were the 2 guys that always like banter back and forth, you know. They were chuckling it away. Like they were just chuckling it away. I don't think they were lying, but it's like for me personally, whenever I see people like corporate people, public relations people, addressing rumors and stuff, and whenever they chuckle it away, like just there was this rumor that whenever they chuckle it away, it always like raises my BS hairs, you know. Like I always feel like I don't think I believe them, you know. I don't think they were lying about it. I think they were being honest about it, but the chuckling it away like that, when I watched that video, I was like That's how you would go about dismissing a rumor that's actually is true. You just chuckle it away and say how ridiculous it is, you know. So anyway, by the way, we have a couple tips. Yay! Beginner bots. Thank you, beginner bots. $50 tip. Thank you so much. Now, if you're just joining us, our tips go to a charity. All of our tips go to charities. And right now we're raising money for All God's Children. And Killer Beginner Bots just tipped $50. That will go toward All God's Children. And they are a charity organization that helps children. They help trafficking victims. They help with international adoptions. They help with feeding, clothing children. I'm currently sponsoring 2 children through them. They also help with just a whole bunch of cool stuff, helping keep kids out of institutions, helping to strengthen families, and also helping kids who are in institutions. So they do amazing stuff. So thank you, Beginner Bots, for a $50 tip that will go directly to them. And then Killer Kitty, also $25 tip. Thank you so much, Killer Kitty. I appreciate that. Killer Kitty, you and Beginner Bots got us up to $431 we've now raised. There's a bar right there that tracks our progress. We're trying to raise $500 for all God's children, and we are very close. We're like roughly $70 away. Math is hard. $67 away. So thank you so much, guys. We're very close. Maybe we'll get there by the end of the stream, and that would be cool. And then we'll do a big donation to these folks, help them out. All right, thank you. And go back over here. So there we go. We've dispelled some rumors today. The internet's all about rumors. I wonder what Twitter has been like with these rumors. I bet Twitter was a fun place to be around with these rumors going around. I've given up on Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter in probably a month. I've just kind of thrown in the towel. It's a cesspool of negativity, man. I just can't take it anymore. All right, everybody complains about crap and everything's negative and so I just don't go on Twitter anymore. All right, you mean X? Yeah, it's whatever. It's Twitter. The social media platform called X, formerly known as Twitter. I think what I heard, the reason behind the name change, what I heard is that apparently Elon Musk owned the domain x.com for the longest time, and he was probably, one, looking at a way to use it, but two, I think I have a suspicion he's probably going to try to reinvent Twitter a little bit and make it more than what it currently is. So if you're looking to turn an existing brand into something further, then renaming it might be the way to go. Like if you're going to turn it into like a payment platform or something, a place where you can do a whole bunch of different stuff besides just social media, then, you know, you might want to rebrand or something. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this stuff, but that's what I read in an article somewhere. So anyway. China is not subtle in their censorship in media that they get involved with. Oh, China censors everything, dude. It's like capital of censorship, man. Hey, the Jackal, thank you, dude. $50 tip, thank you, dude. That's gonna go to all God's children. We're so close to our goal. We're like $10 away from reaching our goal for all God's children. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that, man. Wee! The Jackal is like in every live stream too. I always see your name here, man. That's sweet. I'm sure there's other people too that are always here, and they're like, Luke, you didn't say that I'm always here. Saying, oh, we'll get you next time. All right, you guys want to talk about Foundry? Foundry VTT. That's our next thing we're going to talk about. So apparently it worked for Prince. Yeah. Why are you saying bad things about cesspools? Yeah, by comparing Twitter to a cesspool, I'm putting down cesspools. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Okay, so Foundry VTT. Apparently, Foundry VTT is making some official deals, like with Wizards of the Coast, to have official D&D content on Foundry VTT. And I literally just want to watch a video with you because I have not watched this video yet, and so I'm going to put my headphones on and we're going to watch this video together about this announcement, because they might have some interesting information in there that I don't know about because I didn't watch the video. All right, so it's on YouTube. I clicked the tab and it's going to show up here eventually. It's loading. I got a white screen while it's loading. All right, come on, buddy, come on, you can do it. I don't know why it takes forever. I need to turn on. I need to be able to hear my system. I think I can hear my system on my headphones. We're gonna try this out. Yep, I can, and you guys can too. All right, you guys ready? You guys ready to listen to this? Let me turn my music off. I'll pause my music. All right, let's see what they got to say here. I'm trying to make this bigger, but I have a massive delay. My computer is just super slow. And I clicked the wrong button and it took 5 minutes. Go to theater mode, dude. Thank you. So it looks like there's no voice. We're gonna have to read. We're gonna have to read the titles. There's literally no voice. So let's start over again. Inspiring music, no voiceover. Come on, baby. Dungeons and Dragons partners with Foundry Virtual Tabletop. Okay, cool. Newly official game system. So this looks like a character sheet. So a character sheet in Foundry. Okay, now the question is, what I really want to know, is, are they going to have D&D Beyond integration directly into Foundry VTT? That's what I want to know, because I don't think that's a thing, is it? Does anybody who uses Foundry VTT like and knows, can you get D&D Beyond to port over directly into Foundry VTT? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Does somebody know? You can play 5th edition D&D on Foundry VTT, but I don't think it has like official support in some regards. But you definitely can, because we literally make modules for 5th edition in Foundry VTT, which you can get over on the dmlayer.com. So I know that you can absolutely do it. Okay, so Freight Train says not legally. There is a D&D Beyond importer mod by MR Primate. Okay. It's easier to manually write the character sheet in Foundry. Okay, so it sounds like it's not easy to port over stuff from D&D Beyond into Foundry VTT. So if they had that functionality, that would probably make people who use D&D Beyond very happy and make their lives a lot easier. All right, let's keep reading. Reimagined character sheet. Okay, sure. New favorites bar. Okay. Everything at your fingertips. Will you be able to make, I mean, character creation is like one of the more complex parts of the game. So if you could create your character, if they have a functionality in Foundry VTT that you can create your character more easily, right? Like that's one of the draws of D&D Beyond, is just to be able to create your stinking character from drop downs as opposed to having to do it on a piece of paper, right? So the question is are they going to have functionality in Foundry VTT to create your character sheet more easily? Like all this fancy stuff is like cool, but like I want to be able to create a character quickly. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to do as a user, right? Improved chat cards and automation. Okay. Manage conditions, track effects. Okay, which is all stuff that you can do if you play like Pathfinder 2 and Foundry VTT, stuff you can do for that. This is basic functionality that you need to have, right? Ooh, a trap. Ooh, don't step there. Don't step there. Cool. Inline checks and rule requests. Okay, cool. You can roll dice there, right? It's passive checks, rule tips. Yep, those are super useful. Dynamic token engine. Ooh. Because you got to have maps, right? But then you got to have tokens for your monsters and stuff too. Is this really loud? All right, hold on. Dynamic tokens feature animated effects on backgrounds, rings, and you know what the irony here is? Does anybody else see the irony here? Does anybody else see the irony here? Okay, so the irony is that about a year ago, Wizards of the Coast was literally trying with the OGL, the new OGL they were trying to push through. They were literally trying to put VTTs like Roll20, Foundry VTT, etc., out of business by not allowing them to have animated effects and stuff, right? Like that was part of the whole OGL thing. Like they wanted their own virtual tabletop that they're working on to be the de facto D&D virtual tabletop, and they were trying to put stuff in the OGL that would make it so that other companies couldn't have animated effects and stuff on their virtual tabletops. Like, so they've obviously turned a full 180 right there. If now this partnership with D&D and Foundry VTT is, you know, so they've done a 180, 100% 180 from where they were a year ago, which is probably good, right? Somebody woke up and smelled the bacon. So Commando, why did they partner with Foundry if they're making a competing VTT? That is an excellent question. We're going to speculate about that. Backgrounds, rings, token subjects. Over 150 dynamic engine compatible tokens. Yes, we need tokens for our monsters. Like any VTT. Oh shoot, I'm not showing you the screen. I'm sorry. I gotta show you the screen. Over 150 dynamic engine compatible tokens. So any VTT that I use, I buy tokens like a madman. I buy like every token I can, because I need tokens for my adventures. So this is super useful. Standard resolution, high fidelity scenes. Okay, cool. Enhanced with animated lights, tiles, and macros. No. I mean, you guys, Foundry VTT is amazing. Like, if you play on Roll20, you should switch to Foundry VTT. I'm in the process of doing that myself. Like, I'm like, I gotta run my games in Foundry, not on Roll20. So if you don't, like, this is like the thing, right? Like, if you play on Roll20, you should be changing to Foundry VTT. And once they have this integration, this is what's really exciting for me. Like, once we have like official support for D&D on Foundry VTT, it is going to make running your D&D games on Foundry VTT that much easier and more amazing with all of this functionality and stuff. And I'm super excited for that. That is going to be really, really cool. And it's probably going to drive folks to Foundry VTT, right? So you'll have a more robust player base of 5th edition D&D folks on Foundry. So I think that's really, really, really cool. I like this. Foundry VTT is an amazing virtual tabletop. So to get official support like this is really cool. Expanded character creation options, 12 complete character backgrounds. Expand your bestiary over 150 creatures. It's it looks like it's just monster manual creatures, which makes sense. That's where they're going to start. And then hopefully they start getting other creatures, not just from the monster manual. Like, get us other creatures from Volos and from Mordenkainen's, right? But you got to start somewhere, right? Official game system update, January 30th, 2024. Ooh. So you can literally, I mean, if this has not changed, right now you can already go into Foundry VTT and update and get this. Oh, I have to do that. Oh, sounds cool. Okay, that's cool. And then it looks like they have Fandelver, and the Shattered Obelisk Adventures will be on Foundry too. As of today, it looks like. There we go. Beautiful. That's cool. That sounds oops. That sounds cool. That sounds really cool. I'll turn this thing off. Whee! All right, let me get my music going again. All right, so this is an interesting development, right? A total 180 from a year ago when Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast wanted to shut down, essentially, or they wanted to make it so that they cornered the market for D&D on virtual tabletops. Like, they really didn't want anybody else running virtual tabletops because they were developing their own virtual tabletop. They're still developing it. And a year ago, they were trying to make it so that other virtual tabletops couldn't run D&D. Like, the new OGL they were trying to push on us was going to make it so that it wasn't illegal to use other virtual tabletop people like Foundry to like run D&D on there. And so that's one of the things they were trying to do. Like, when we had the OGL debacle happening, there was public outcry and they kept walking it back. They were like, oh, okay, we'll make a concession. And then people were like, no, we still want, okay, we'll make a concession. And if you noticed, every concession they made, they gave up everything except they were holding to that one part, which was essentially the part that was trying to de facto kill other virtual tabletops. That was the one thing they didn't want to give up. They didn't want to give that up. They held on to that to the very end. And then finally everything just went into Creative Commons, right? And now 180 degrees, we now have D&D 5th edition, or Wizards of the Coast D&D, making official partnership with Foundry VTT so that you can literally play D&D 5e or 6th edition once it comes out on Foundry VTT. So, very interesting development. And so somebody in chat asked, why would they do that? So because the speculation has been, right, that Wizards of the Coast wants to corner the market with virtual tabletops. They want a walled garden. They want everyone to play on their virtual tabletop. And so why would they then essentially help another virtual tabletop? Like, literally what this is going to do is this is going to make it so that a whole bunch of people probably start playing D&D 5th edition on Foundry VTT, or they're at least encouraged to do so because now you have official support and stuff. So it seems like if Wizards is trying to make their own virtual tabletop, this is kind of like shooting themselves in the foot, because now that's the interesting question. Why would they do that, right? There has to be a business reason for that. I mean, maybe I'm a cynical old man, but I don't think a company like Hasbro does something out of the kindness of their heart. I think they do something for a business reason, and there has to be something they're going to gain from it. Otherwise, why do it? So it's not just because they're like, oh, we're just going to be friends with people. Woo. We're just going to develop goodwill with people. Woo. I don't think there's got to be a business reason for it. And I don't know that I know what that is. You know, does that mean, somebody in chat asked, does that mean that they killed their own virtual tabletop? I don't know that. So I don't think so. They're quite a ways along in development, but of course that's sunk cost fallacy. And Hasbro has shelved things before. Like if you look, like Hasbro had a D&D cartoon that got shelved. It looks like they have like D&D TV, which is probably going to get shelved because they don't promote it at all. Hasbro does a whole bunch of stuff that they just shelve. So they put like, I don't know, millions of dollars into stuff and then shelve it and don't use it. But Hasbro wants to have, they want to turn D&D into like a video game because that's where all the money is. And a virtual tabletop that feels like a video game with microtransactions. That's why they hired all of these people from, I forget the name of the company, but they hired a whole bunch of people that were coming from the video game industry with heavy and microtransactions, and that's who's doing a lot of this. And they have tons of developers working on their virtual tabletop. So like, if that's the future and that's what they're planning on doing, and that's how they're going to make loads of money off of the D&D IP, which is another reason they probably wouldn't sell it to Tencent, which was what we discussed at the beginning of the stream. But if they're planning on making tons of money with that, you know, why would you shelve that? Why would you just give up on that and say you're not going to do it? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So I don't think they're doing that. I really don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to continue doing that, continue releasing their own virtual tabletop. But why they would partner with Foundry VTT, which is helping their competitor, is very interesting. Unless they're making some sort of royalty off from it. Maybe they figure it's free money. Because if part of the deal, I'm literally trying to think this through. If part of the deal of the official partnership with Foundry VTT is that Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro, gets a percentage of something. Because the thing is, with Foundry VTT, you buy it once. It's like $50 and that's it. You never have to pay for Foundry VTT again. You have it, right? And so maybe Wizards makes some money somehow. They got to make money from it. I don't know why they would do a partnership if they weren't making money in some way. There's got to be some business advantage for them. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm just speculating. I really don't know. Somehow it's got to help them make some money. What are people in chat saying? I should probably read it. Wizards of the Coast might have royalties on 5e and 6th edition content sold on Foundry. Oh, so if you go on Foundry and buy Fandelver, for instance, Wizards gets 50% of that, maybe. That's possible. Whoa, I'm out of tea anyway, so I couldn't have spilled it. That's possible. Maybe that's something like that. I can see a situation where they are struggling with developing their virtual tabletop. They know that no matter how amazing their own VTT is, some people will never make the switch. Yeah. Either 1, 2, or a little bit of each, possibly. So like if you know people are never going to make the switch from Roll20 or Foundry VTT, and you're probably never going to be able to get them, like the walled garden of D&D's own virtual tabletop, if you can't make that happen, and some people are never going to make the switch, well then, the next best thing, if you can't get them to come to your virtual tabletop, the next best thing is to somehow figure out a way to charge them when they use the other virtual tabletops. And so if you can get your adventure modules on Foundry VTT or Roll20 or wherever, and then you get 50% of sales, well then you're able to make money off from that, right? So that could make sense. That could make sense. So if you can't wall garden it, then you just take a piece of the pie and on other VTTs. That makes sense. And then that helps other VTTs. For instance, Foundry, if they have official collaboration with Wizards of the Coast, and they have a whole bunch of cool stuff for D&D 5th edition and everything, you know, then that helps them because now playing 5th edition D&D on Foundry is that much better. So you have more people that might go play on Foundry, right? And so that helps Foundry get a larger user base, right? So even if D&D is taking 50% of the action on modules that are sold. Foundry it's still a good deal for Foundry. Like that's money they wouldn't have made otherwise, you know, and they're getting a larger user base. And so that's like one of those win-wins all around deals. Like everybody benefits from that arrangement, you know? So that could be what's going on there. That kind of makes sense. What if it's about, so Priestess Lucy says, what if it's about control? Hasbro partnered with them, allowing them to make stuff at a limited tech level, but contractually restricting Foundry to be the budget option. Oh, so there's only a certain amount of content that will be on Foundry. Maybe, and everything will be on D&D's own virtual tabletop. That's a possibility. Foundry is the new D&D Beyond. They will just buy it. Why build it? I don't think they're gonna buy Foundry. I think they've already made their move. They've already made their move with D&D Beyond and buying that, and developing their own virtual tabletop. Like you would have to see something catastrophic happen to their own virtual tabletop before they would buy another one and develop another one. So I don't see that. I don't see that being the case. There's nothing that points to that right now. There's nothing that points to that being the case, in my opinion. Oh, yes. Oh, we reached our charity goal. Oh, sweet. All right. So the Jackal tipped another $15. Thank you, Jackal. And Sean Hannon tipped a little over $7. Thank you, Sean. And then the Jackal tipped another $5. Thank you, dude. And then Beginner Bots tipped a little over $6. Sweet. So we have reached our goal. You guys, we have raised $500 for all God's children. So for folks who are just joining us, we were raising money for all God's children. They do a whole bunch of amazing stuff for children that are struggling in a lot of different ways. So we just finished our goal of raising $500 for them. So I will go make a donation to them. And yeah, that's awesome. Thank you guys. That's freaking sweet. And then the next stream we'll have a new charity. We'll pick a new charity to donate to. Whee! Awesome. Thank you so much. Ugh. I've used Roll20 for so long, and you know what Roll20 has done for me recently? You want me to show you? I don't know if they fixed it. You want me to show you what Roll20 is doing to me right now? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna show you what Roll20 is doing to me, you guys. I wonder if they've fixed it. Hold on a second. RPG stuff. I want to see if they've fixed it, because there was a new thing that I was playing. I was playing a game in Roll20 about a week ago, and it was giving me a new problem. Hold on a second. Let me do my sign-in crap. I'm going to see if it's actually... Roll20 always has a problem. There's always something with Roll20. There was always something with Roll20, man. So I want to see if it's doing the same thing again, because it's ticking me off. Stupid piece of crap, Roll20. Okay, where's my button? There we go. Okay, so this is let me see if it's still doing it. So I select a token, and then see, it's still doing it. You guys, I can't play my games in Roll20 because of this. Does anybody know what the heck is the problem here? Like, let me show you exactly what's happening. So these are tokens. I select the token, and I should be able to click this to add conditions to it, and I can't. And then if I open up the token here, right, like I can do the stuff I'm supposed to be able to do, but I can't add conditions. Look at this. I click the condition button and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I can't track hit points. Like, you see, I'm trying to type in hit points. I can't track hit points, and the hit points bubble, all these bubbles up top, none of these work. I can't do conditions. None of this crap works. It stopped working for me. I literally cannot run my games in Roll20 now, because I have to be able to track conditions, and I have to be able to track hit points. It's like I can't run my games. It's a piece of crap. You see, this is why I hate Roll20. This happens all the time, man. I'm not on the wrong layer. I'm on the token layer. Look, token layer. I'm on the, this is the GM layer. Here's the token layer. Look at, I'm on the right layer. I'm literally moving it around. And I click this and nothing happens. Nothing happens. If I were on the wrong layer, if I were on the GM layer, I wouldn't even be able to select the thing. You can't even select it. It's not working. It doesn't work. Does anybody else have this problem? Does anybody know what the heck is going on? This is so stupid. Dungeon Master Josh says the problem is you're still trying to play Roll20. I know. This is why I want to switch. This is why I got to switch to Foundry VTT, because for my 5th edition game, because this sucks, dude. This is so stupid. Classic Roll20. Steve has had this issue too. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Well, bro, it's Chrome. I mean, it's Chrome. Greg Pia, I'm doing it in that game right now. See, open the deck console and see if there are errors. What's that? F8 or F12 or something? Which one is that? Oh, that's not the right one. F4, F5. I don't know what the developer console is. Oh, that didn't do it. Oh, that reloaded it. Good job. F12, thank you. I knew it was one of those things. I don't know how to even tell if there are errors or not. I have no idea. I just know that this doesn't work for me. It literally, I can't play the game. Literally can't play the game when I can't get this to work. It's so stupid. I don't even know how to read this. This doesn't help me at all. Try clearing your cache. That worked for me. Oh my gosh. Oh, how do I do that? Control H is my history. Clear browsing data. What do I have to clear? Browsing history, the cookies and others. Oh, the cached images and files. That's probably the one, right? Cached images and files. I don't want to clear cookies, dude. I don't want to clear cookies. All time. Clear the cached images for all time. I don't want to clear the... Oh, you want me to clear cookies too? Oh, crap. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, you piece of junk. So you want me to clear my cookies too? Oh, my... Oh, I did clear that. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Oh, geez. I cleared everything except the cached images. I'm stupid. I clicked the wrong button. All right, let's try this now. All right, let's reload this. It's verifying that I'm a human. I'm totally a human. Oh my gosh. I gotta sign in again. Page not found. Uh-oh. Home. All right, let's try to go in here again. I just cleared my cache and everything. Let's see if this does any good. We're going on a diet. The cookies got to go too. Clearing cookies is the worst if you don't use a password manager. Oh, I use a password manager. Yeah. So I don't really have to worry about that too much. All right. Nope, didn't work. Still doesn't work. I literally can't play Roll20 anymore. Like, I have to switch to Foundry if this doesn't work. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Okay, anyway, we're done talking about that. Well, hopefully that will fix the issue, since now you got to re-log into everything. Yeah, that's not a big deal. Add yourself to the tokens controlled by. That might work. I'm the dungeon master in the game. Bill Allen, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Have you tried the Chrome extension above Virtual Tabletop, above VTT? I shouldn't need a Chrome extension to play Roll20, to get Roll20 to work. Have you tried deleting the token and remaking it? Oh, that's so stupid. Why should I have to delete? I mean, I'm not saying your idea is stupid. I'm just saying I shouldn't have to do that crap to get it to work. No. I copy pasted it and that didn't work. If I drag in a token, hold on. Why can't I push the right button? If I drag in a token, let's go to my token library. Let's see. If I drag in a token, this is a brand new token. It still doesn't work. Even new tokens don't work. I'll drag in new tokens, they don't work. I have not installed any new extensions recently that I know of. I don't know where Zach is. Freight Train is here. Zach was here a little bit ago. He might have work to do. Freight Train is here for sure. Hello, Princess Canuta. The buttons all work for me. Yeah, I know. Other people tell me that their buttons work just fine. It's just me. Yeah, I know, Greg. You can change it too. I don't know why. Noob D&D Dad says 186 people watching a guy troubleshooting. Well, I'm hoping that somebody can tell me what's wrong with the stupid thing. I'm probably gonna have to. Do you have beta features on? I don't think so. How do I turn off beta features? Where the heck would that be? Beta features. No, they're off. Let me turn. I turned them on now, and now I just turned them on. Oh, you're in trouble, Freight Train. That's why we said your name. Nope, that didn't do anything. The beta features did nothing. No, I don't want to try out integrated crap. Skip the tour. Okay. Try with Netscape. Have you tried it on another browser? Oh my... I don't want to play... I hate Microsoft Edge. Oh my gosh. Edge. It's probably going to work in another browser, but I'm not gonna... I refuse to use Microsoft Edge. There's no stinking way, man. Roll20. Alright, I'm trying it in another browser right now. I shouldn't have to run this in a different browser. Oh, I can't. My password manager doesn't work in Edge, so I don't even know what my password is. So that's not going to work. Okay. Have you tried using Firefox? Oh my gosh, does Firefox still exist? Is that still out there? I used to use that back in the day, but... Stupid technology. I'm probably gonna have to open up a ticket or something. I'm sure if I open up a ticket, they'll tell me what's wrong. Yeah, but I have to install the extension or something to get it to work on LastPass, or to get it to work on Edge. Roll20. We're the biggest because we're first and we stopped trying years ago. What are you gonna do? Go to Foundry? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Uh-huh. My thing isn't working that normally works. Okay, try do a million things you normally wouldn't to fix it. I know. Wow. Yeah, I'm just gonna commit to the Foundry move. It's the reason to go to Foundry now. If Roll20 stops working for me, I might as well just go to Foundry. And just pull a band-aid off, you know. Disable all extensions and tell antivirus to ignore Roll20. Oh my gosh, I don't want to do all that. That's stupid. I mean, I'm not saying your suggestion is bad, but I'm not gonna do all of that to get a software to work. That's just dumb, man. There's no way. I'm just gonna stop using it. If they're gonna make it that hard to use their crap, I'll just change to something else. David and Dragons says, I'm late to the party. Does anyone know why Wizards of the Coast is selling D&D allegedly? They're not selling it. It's totally just BS. The article that came out is BS. It's not true. They're not selling it. I think it's just somebody trying to get attention or something. It's a Chinese with bad sources, unreliable sources and stuff. There's no validity to it, basically, is the bottom line. What else was I gonna say? Wizards of the Coast issued a statement denying that it's true, which they would do anyway, even if it were true. But I'm inclined to believe it, that it's not true at all. They do talk to Tencent. Wizards of the Coast does talk to Tencent because they do licensing with them. Like, Tencent owns is a partial owner of Larian Studios, who has licensing obviously from Baldur's Gate 3 with Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro. So if Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro is talking with Tencent, it's about licensing for Baldur's Gate 4 or other things and crap. But it's not to sell D&D, I doubt. So that's the long and short of it. I think it's all just a bunch of internet rumor and crap. You know, that's what it basically is. Yeah, there was an idea out there too that artificial intelligence bots scraped the content off from somebody else who was speculating that Larian Studios might buy D&D, and that the bot published the article speculating based upon that person's speculations. So yeah, there's that idea. Yes, correct. There is part of me that wishes they were selling D&D. Someone else could probably do a lot better with D&D than Hasbro ever will. I mean, there's a lot of truth to that, dude. There totally is. Yeah. So if Wizards of the Coast denies it, it must be true? No, they'll deny it. Of course they'll deny it. You guys, they denied the whole OGL thing. They deny everything. Like, anytime there's undesirable news, they just deny it. So no, I don't think you can trust them. I'm not saying you can trust them, but I'm inclined to believe it. Just because someone has a proven history of deceit and lies, right, and conspiracy and doing underhanded stuff, doesn't mean that they always do that, right? Even a liar tells the truth from time to time. So just because they deny it doesn't mean that they're lying about it. I'm inclined to probably believe it, and so I don't think it's true. Mr. Gore brings up a good point. What? We didn't know there was AI art. You know, when you have companies that big, there are so many things going on. No, people don't know what's going on. Like, you know, your left hand doesn't know what the right hand and left foot. Like, there is so much bureaucracy and layers and different people doing different things, and you know, they had all the layoffs and stuff, and there's probably like turmoil, and you know, people are like hiding under their desks. Just morale is tanking. Like, just, you know, I don't know. Do we got anything else to talk about? Or are we just going to call it a day? Would you ever consider releasing a video on how to adapt official modules into your free adventure template PDF? That'd be super complicated. I find myself always retyping the module just to clearly view it. I've done that before, where I had a module I was running and I was retyping a lot of it, try to better organize it for my games. But I don't think I'm not going to put out a video like that. That is like such a niche type of video to make, and it would be super high effort to make that. So it would be tons of effort, and it would appeal to a very small amount of people. And so that is not the type of video that most people look to make, right? You ideally, like, that's in the wrong quadrant, right? So when you're considering things that you're going to do with a business, right, or even as a person or something, there are 4 quadrants, right? There's things that are easy to do, and then things that are effective, right? If something is super easy to do and super effective, you do it, right? If something is super easy to do but not very effective, it's like, probably not. If something is hard to do but effective, then it's like, well, yeah, we should consider this, but get the low-hanging fruit first. And then if something is hard to do and not very effective, or doesn't have a lot of reach, or people wouldn't find not that many people would find it valuable, then it's like you never do that thing. If it's hard to do and it's not effective, or it's hard to do and you wouldn't get good return on your efforts, then you never do that thing, right? That is the quadrant where things go to die. I'm just being honest with you. That's the types of stuff that you don't do, right? And so that sort of video probably falls into that quadrant. Super high effort, and probably a whole bunch of people. There are not that many people that find it useful, so it's just like, you probably don't do that. I'm just being honest with you. What advice would you give to a DM who feels they might have had a rough start getting players interwoven into the start of a campaign? I don't know what you mean by that. Can you clarify? Oh, Mr. Gore says they made a lot of promises after the OGL debacle and we have not seen any progress on any of it. Yeah, Bob Worldbuilder did a video about a month ago about the different promises they made after the OGL scandal and how we're waiting for some of them. Like, one of the promises, and this is the promise I really want to see them hold through, is that Kyle Brinks in one of the interviews said that when 6th edition D&D comes out, he didn't call it that. I don't know what he was calling it at that time, but when it comes out, they'll put that into Creative Commons too. That's one of the promises they made. I will eat my shoe, dude, if they actually do that. Like, I do not believe for a second they're actually going to do that. I think that was one of those promises you make when, like, your company is in the gutter and falling apart, and you will say everything you can and need to get back goodwill again, and you just say the thing, and it's like a year or 2 years off in the future where and then you can say, oh, business climate shifted and priorities shifted, and we had to reconsider a few things, and so we're not going to be able to put 6th edition D&D into Creative Commons and stuff. And so it's just, changing priorities and different things, and they're going to use a whole bunch of corporate speak, right? You'll have to like get a translator to like actually understand what they're saying. But it's like, it's one of those things. They're not going to do that. I don't think they're going to do it. They're not going to do it. And I wonder, there were probably some other promises that were made too. I can't remember all of them. Oh yeah, they also promised to release 3.5 into Creative Commons. Oh yeah, they haven't done any of that, have they? No, they were just doing and saying stuff to like put out the fire. And now that the fire is kind of out, they're hoping people just forget about all that stuff. Thoughts on Troll Lord Games getting more rights to republish EGG Gygax material? TLG published Castles and Crusades. Yeah, I know that they published Castles and Crusades. I have those books on my shelf. I don't think I have any thoughts on them getting rights to publish that stuff. I don't even know. I'm not super familiar with EGG Gygax material. Like, I'm not even sure what that is exactly. So I don't think I can. If I don't know all the pieces in the question, I can't really give my opinion, I suppose. Oh, they promised to have defined a policy in AI art. Thoughts on making an audiobook version of the newest Kickstarter? We actually are talking with a company that does audiobooks, and it's totally on the table to do an audiobook for Secret Art of Game Mastery. 100% on the table. We're in talks right now. I gotta respond to the guy's email. I have an email. He sent some information. I haven't responded to him yet, and that's probably not going to happen until next week because I have I have a convention I'm going to tomorrow, you guys. There's a convention. There should be a link down in the chat. I'm gonna be in New Jersey at the Level Up convention. Let me see if I can find this. Level Up convention, New Jersey. Let me see if I can Google search this. Here we go. Here we go. So this is where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be here tomorrow, you guys. Tomorrow. Hopefully there's a link down in the chat or something that we can get. Thank you, Goliath Cleric. So I'm gonna be here tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you're in the New Jersey area, it's Woodbridge, New Jersey. You can come here. I'm running a couple games. I'm pretty sure my games are full at this point, but you can come say hi to me and we can hang out and do some crap or something. I don't know. You can buy me dinner or something. I don't know. I'm actually worried about food, you guys. Like today, I was packing my stuff and I'm worried about what I'm gonna eat while I'm here. It's one of the things I was concerned about because I don't like eating garbage like all weekend long. And what hotel is this at? Hold on a second. Let's see what hotel this is gonna be at. Oh, I'm on the special guest list. I should be. Where am I? Where's my face? Where's my face? There's my face on the special. Look at my. I got the right shirt on too. It's the same shirt. Where is the hotel? Venue. There we go. What hotel was this? So it's at the Delta Hotels by Marriott in Woodbridge, New Jersey. Okay. So it's a 4-star hotel, which means that they have a restaurant in the hotel. But usually restaurants and hotels like that are really expensive and crappy. So I'm probably not going to want to actually eat at the restaurant in the hotel. So the next question is are there any food places nearby? Because I'm going to have to like walk somewhere to get food. Oh, there's a Kentucky Fried Chicken. Ooh, I like Kentucky Fried Chicken. I could totally get some Kentucky Fried Chicken. There's a coffee company that doesn't help me. Ooh, fish. I hate fish. Red Lobster. I hate seafood. Is there any place to eat? Oh my gosh. This is like a residential area or oh, it's a park. It's a park. Mausoleum. Oh gosh, I can go to the mausoleum to eat food. I have a Kentucky Fried Chicken. It looks like Kentucky Fried Chicken is. Oh, there's a grill. Ooh, a Kanoa grill. Ooh, a grill. They probably have a like meat. Oh, I could go here. Okay, cool. I can walk here. There we go. So I have a Kentucky Fried Chicken and a grill place. Okay, so I will totally be eating probably at this grill. This is probably where I'm gonna get all my food from. Hopefully it's not that bad. A sushi place. I hate sushi. Okay. All right. I have my food figured out at least. I was really worried about where I'm gonna eat because I'm not gonna have a car, you know, and I'm like, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat while I'm here. So anyway, now that we have that figured out, I'm gonna be at this convention, you guys, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday if you want to come hang out. So there you go. All right. I never go to KFC either because my wife doesn't like it, and so, but I do. It's horrible for you. It's like, you know, but you know, I don't obviously have it very often. Snickers and Cheetos. Oh yeah, Matthew. That's. For one-offs, what would be your preference? Citadel or Yawning Portal? What is Citadel? I mean, if I were running a one-off game, I would pull an adventure from Lair magazine, dude, because that's the content my team and I make, and it's really easy to use. That's what I would use. Easy to prep, easy to use in your game, super fast. That's what I would recommend. And I'm totally unbiased in that recommendation. Any plans on coming to the West Coast? Not currently. Last year, there was a convention in Los Angeles that invited me out. And so I was in Los Angeles for a little bit. They might invite me again. I don't know. But usually I don't. I don't travel out to the West Coast unless I get invited for something special or something. KFC removed the wedges? I don't know what that is. Exactly. Oh, Kanoa Grill, as in Kanoa, Hawaii. I bet it's a seafood place. Well, it said it's an American restaurant, so that usually means it has typical type of food. Kanoa Grill is kind of pricey. Well, I'll be okay. It can't be as expensive as a hotel and a restaurant. Whenever you have a 4-star hotel with a restaurant inside the hotel, usually the food is bad and then it's expensive. I can be okay with a little bit of expensive food as long as it's good, but the problem is that there's some restaurants, you can tell that a restaurant's gonna have crappy food when they get too fancy. Like when the restaurant is like, the plate is like this big, you know, and the food is that big, and then there's like a drizzle over top of it and some, like, you know, fancy lettuce or something on the side as a garnish. You know, that is the, whenever I see photos of that type of restaurant food, like, I know it's garbage. I know it's expensive and probably doesn't taste that good. And I'm like, skip that crap. Where's Texas Roadhouse? Show me the nearest Texas Roadhouse or the Five Guys Burger and Fries. Like, that's where I want to eat, you know, 100%. But the fancy foods, this is crappy. I hate fancy food places. I always have been disappointed. And not that we've gone very often, but PaizoCon. Ooh, what is PaizoCon? That would be actually really cool because I love Pathfinder 2. I don't know if you guys know this, but I way prefer Pathfinder 2 above D&D at this point. I've totally fallen in love with Pathfinder 2. PaizoCon 2024. Where does that take place? Is it only online? I don't do online conventions. Is there an in-person or is it just online? There's nothing for me to do at an online convention. I want to go hang out with people and talk to people and meet people in person. Like, that's the whole draw of a convention for me. Is it only online or does it actually have an in-person somewhere? I can't tell quickly. Yeah, I don't know that they actually have a physical one. I did a search and I didn't find anything definitive very quickly, so I've given up at this point. Bob as a fish loves food. Oh, if it has steak, so Kanoa Grill has steak. If they have steak, I'm good. I love steak. Like, Texas Roadhouse, like their bone-in ribeye. Oh my gosh, it's like heaven on a plate, dude. It's so good. It's so good, man. Yeah. So if they have steak, I'll be happy. Steak with some vegetables, a salad, and crap. Oh, it's delicious, man. Yes, Blue Joy. Texas Roadhouse is like my favorite restaurant. Well, no, hold on a second. Is that my favorite restaurant? Well, there's a couple others that are, there's some mom and pop restaurants that are kind of near where I live that are really good. Super strong contenders. Super good. So Texas Roadhouse is probably my number 2 or number 3, maybe. It's in the top 5. It's in the top 5, but there are some others that are super good near where I live. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's draw the winner to the giveaway. We are giving away some DM Lair store credit where you can get some cool crap to use in your games. So let's draw the winner to our giveaway. Hopefully you've all signed up for it because I'm drawing the winner. Oh, I gotta sign back in because I logged out of everything. You just saw the Hasbro stock? Wait a second. There's a link in the chat where you can sign up for the giveaway. I'm gonna go look at the Hasbro stock. Somebody mentioned Hasbro stock. Hasbro stock. What is Hasbro stock looking like today? All right, let's go over here and take a look at this. Oops. What is this? this right here is the last day. Let's look at the 6 months. Well, it's still hovering around $50. Their stock is still around 50. What were you alluding? Were you alluding to something? Who asked that question? Jeremy Crow. What were you alluding to when you said you were talking about their stock? Because their stock hasn't substantially changed that I can see. So brisket. Oh yeah, brisket is good. My wife always gets brisket. Anytime we go to a place that has brisket, she gets the brisket. Always, always, always. Yeah. Oh, it drops $2 in after hours. Oh, okay. Okay, let's do the giveaway. I gotta go to bed because I literally have to leave my house at 4:30 tomorrow morning to drive to the airport. Which isn't that big of a deal because I usually get up at 4 o'clock in the morning anyway. Like that's my normal time to get up. I got to get up a little bit early. I probably need to wake up at 3:30 to leave on time. So I'll be fine. That's not abnormal for me. Okay, here we go. Competitions. Let's do the giveaway for today. Draw the winner. Drawing a winner. Draw a winner. Draw a winner. We got to find the right button. Just draw one winner. We only want one winner. There we go. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to email you. That's gonna be a problem. Okay, so Thomas from Allen Park, Michigan, you have won the giveaway. But Thomas, I'm looking at your email address that you put in, and it has it's at pages.plusgoogle.com. And I don't know what the heck that is, but I'm gonna guess that's not gonna be deliverable. So if I can't deliver to the email address you put in, then I'm gonna draw a different winner. I just want you to know, and I apologize, but I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to email you. I don't think that's gonna work. It's like these Apple ID emails. It's like, those don't work, dude. We get so many people that back our Kickstarters and they have Apple ID email addresses. It's like, that doesn't work. I can't email you at Apple ID. Can't do it. Okay, I know you're trying to like protect your identity or something. That's great, but if I can't reach you, I can't give you your stuff. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're done. I think we're done. I'll see you next week. We'll talk about some more fun stuff. So it was cool hanging out. I'm glad we could dispel some nasty rumors about stuff that's not true, because that's what you find on the internet, right? Stuff that's not true. All right. I'll see you later. Whee!